And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, men and women of all shapes, colors, and sizes, for another week of NCAA football Week 2 Game Time with the Guru. And I'm your host, Thaddeus Ward, and I want to thank y'all again, all my fans, for tuning in to another week of this wonderful football show. And before we go any further, I just want to thank God for giving us the opportunity to be here for another week and another show with me, the Guru. And with that being said, I'm just going to go right in. I just could not get enough of the games that was played last week. Excitement, excitement, excitement. Heartbreak, heartbreak, heartbreak. Ups, downs, downs, and ups. Last weekend proved to be the greatest opening week of college football ever. It did not disappoint any point of any time of any game. So I'm still on edge from last week, and I'm hungry for more. It's a good thing to stay hungry, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, I'm hungry for more. Last week, my record was 16-3. I picked 19 games. I got 16 of them right, 3 wrong, 3 that I lost. LSU let me down. UCLA let me down. And Ole Miss let me down. But, hey, it's okay. Because we're here another week. And with that being said, it's time to get to it. First game this week, Friday, September 9th, number 13, Louisville versus Syracuse Orange. Lamar Jackson, the quarterback of Louisville, is the real deal. Louisville is my dark horse in the ACC. Louisville over Syracuse, Friday night. Going into Saturday, September 10th, UCF Knights versus number 5, Michigan Wolverines. Michigan going to win that game. Next game on the slate, Lamar Cardinals versus number 6, Houston. I picked Houston last week to beat Oklahoma. I saw it coming. Oklahoma, really, they play down to the level of their competition sometimes, and it gets them in trouble. But in that game, Oklahoma just looked outmatched against Houston. And Houston not even in one of the Power 5 conferences. So Houston continue rolling this week over Lamar Cardinals. Next game, Nichols versus number 9, Georgia. I look for Georgia to win this game and keep building momentum as they get ready to get into SEC play. Next game on the slate, we got Prairie View A&M versus number 20, Texas A&M. Last week, Texas A&M, they beat UCLA in upset fashion at home. I had UCLA picked to win that game. Josh Rosen, quarterback, UCLA. I think he threw that game away, not intentionally, but he made some bad throws and it cost him the game. So this week, number 20, Texas A&M over Prairie View. Next game is Central Michigan versus Oklahoma State. I got Oklahoma State winning that game. Next game, Detroit Trojans versus number 2, Clemson Tigers. Troy, another team from the state of Alabama. This time, Clemson gets the team at home. Clemson looked like they were still trying to iron out some wrinkles in the offense last week against Auburn. But to know, it didn't really cost them because Auburn, the offense last week was abysmal, horrible, terrible. Last possession of the game, Clemson looked like they had bad clock management on purpose just to dare Auburn to score a touchdown against them. So I got number 2, Clemson winning against Troy Trojans this week. Next game, Charles Southern versus the Florida State Seminoles, number 3 ranked Florida State. Last Labor Day, Ole Miss and Florida State look like they swapped jerseys at halftime. First half, Ole Miss was up 28-6, and Chad Kelly was lighting up the place, and Florida State was sticking up the place. Come out the second half, DeAndre Francois, ladies and gentlemen, everybody remember that name, DeAndre Francois, looked like this is what he does. He threw for 416 yards in that game. I mean, And these weren't just a fluke 416 yards. These were 416 yards he had to have in order for Florida State to come back and win that game. So I got Florida State at home over Charles Southern. Next game, Western Kentucky at number 1, Alabama. Alabama last week against USC, that defense looked like the season hadn't even ended last year. They looked like they were still playing in the playoffs. This defense is stacked. And I'm a fan of Alabama. I'm my Crimson Tide to the heart. Alabama, that defense is the best defense I've seen in Nick Saban's career at Alabama. And that's scary for the rest of college football because whenever we seem to say that Nick Saban has the best defense that he's had since he's been there, they end up winning the national championship that year. I ain't going to call it yet, but just stay tuned. But I got Alabama at home over Western Kentucky. Next game, Tulsa Hurricanes at number 4, Ohio State. JT Barrett continues his Heisman run. Ohio State at home. Next game, the Akron Zips versus number 10, Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin beat LSU last week. Brandon Harris I'm going to get into that later. We're going to get to LSU later. But Wisconsin won the game last week against LSU at Lambeau Field. Next game up, Nevada Wolfpack versus number 18, Notre Dame. I picked Notre Dame to lose to Texas last week, and even though for a minute in the second half it seemed like Texas couldn't get out their own way, Notre Dame still lost the game. And for all the offense all the yards Notre Dame and points Notre Dame gave up, Nevada might be able to stay in this game, make it interesting, but I got 18 Notre Dame winning this week. Next game, SMU versus number 23 Baylor Bears. Baylor looked good last week, and I got them winning this week. Next game, Wofford versus number 19 Ole Miss Rebels. Number 19 Ole Miss is going to win this game. They're going to bounce back from the disappointing loss they suffered at the hands of number 3 Florida State last week. Next game up, the Idaho Vandals at number 8 Washington Huskies. Washington Huskies going to win this game. Next game, you got Florida Atlantic versus number 25 Miami Hurricanes. I'm happy to see Miami back in the top 25, and I've got Miami winning this game. It's going to be a good game between two crosstown rivals, but I got Miami winning. Next game, the UTEP Miners versus number 11 Texas Longhorns. As long as Texas don't continue to live in the past and keep thinking about the dramatic win they had over Notre Dame, they should win this game. Number 11 Texas over UTEP. Next game, Louisiana Monroe versus Oklahoma. I'm looking for Oklahoma to bounce back in this game, and I'm also looking for Louisiana to kind of keep it close a little bit. But I got Oklahoma bouncing back from a disappointing loss to Houston last week. Next game up, we got Arkansas Razorbacks versus number 15 TCU Horned Frogs. And I got an upset right here, ladies and gentlemen. I got Arkansas over number 15 TCU. Next game, Iowa State versus number 16 Iowa. I got Iowa winning this game. Next game is Jacksonville State Gamecocks versus number 21 LSU Tigers. All you LSU fans out there, I want y'all to listen to me and listen to me well. Brandon Harris is the worst quarterback that I've seen at the helm of LSU football. What's even worse than that is they don't even have a guy on the bench that could beat him out in spring practice. I don't know what the coaches at LSU are seeing when Brandon Harris is quarterbacking, but when he comes out and plays on Saturday, it is no enjoyment to watch him play. Yeah, I love Leonard Fournette and everything they got going with him. I love that defense, but Brandon Harris is just not the answer for LSU. But I got him winning this week at home against Jacksonville State. Next game is Virginia Tech Hokies. Saturday night, playing in Bristol against number 17 Tennessee. Virginia Tech probably going to have everything they need and more to keep this game close and probably to upset Tennessee. But I'm not going to call it an upset in this game because I think last week was a wake-up call for Tennessee when they struggled against Appalachian State. Yeah, everybody's giving Tennessee championship aspirations, but what Tennessee almost forgot was you actually have to go on the field and win these games to get to where you're trying to go. So I got number 17 winning a close one at home on the road at Bristol against the unranked Virginia Tech Hokies. And the last game of the week featured Virginia Cavaliers versus number 24 Oregon. And I've got Oregon winning that game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, men and women. Those are my picks for this week, week 2, NCAA football. I thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. And I look forward to another great upcoming college football slate this weekend. And this has been your host, Thaddeus Ward, for Game Time with the Guru. And I'll see y'all back here next week. Everybody, enjoy your football. And I'm out.